Hello boys and girls. In this video I'm going to show you how to set up Hambridge and configure it, along with a few integrations such as iRule, SmartThings, Terminal, and AppleScript. So we'll launch Hambridge, and at first launch you'll see the server is off, and it includes one command that's already been created. This is an embedded AppleScript, embedded meaning that the actual script is in the script field. This is just using the say command to welcome you to Hambridge. Any command that you have in here you can test right away by clicking the test button.
Welcome to Hambridge. You now have control of your Mac from just about anything.
Hambridge is a very efficient HTTP server that is basically listening for a GET, an HTTP GET. So if we turn it on, you'll see the server log shows that we're listening on port 8080. That's the default. You can change it if you want. So we'll open a web browser to test, and we'll enter the IP address of our Mac, the port number, a /, question mark.
Welcome to Hambridge. You now have control of your Mac from just about anything.
And the welcome command. And each time that we call this,
welcome to Hambridge. You now have control of your Mac from just about anything.
it triggers the command. You'll see that we've got the last command that we received, and you'll see in the log that we've got a listing of each one of these that has come through. So aside from the browser, we can also use an AppleScript. This is a simple one-line AppleScript that calls curl in the shell. If we compile it and run it,
Welcome to Hambridge. You now have control of your Mac from just about anything.
if you want a little icon on your Mac to control something from Hambridge, you can export it as an application, which we've got right here. And every time we launch this,
Welcome to Hambridge. You now have control of your Mac from just about anything.
now there's another way to do this as well, using a shell script. Again, it's a simple one-line command calling curl, our IP address, the port, and a question mark followed by the command name. If we save this as a text file and give it the file extension command, we've got a similar deal here.
Welcome to Hambridge. You now have control of your Mac from just about anything.
In some cases, you'll need to give this permissions with read and execute. I use a little utility called File Examiner, which allows me to set privileges, but you can also use the terminal to do that with a simple change mod command 755. And you can drag the file in and hit return, and it will make those changes for you. Okay, so now that we've seen we can control Hambridge from a browser, AppleScript, or a terminal shell command, let's take a look at how we control it from iRule. So we'll open up the iRule builder here and go to devices, and we're going to set up a new device for Hambridge. So we'll make sure a device is selected and click up on the plus side to add a new device. Here's our new device. We're going to come over here and name it Hambridge. And click on network codes. And these are IP commands. And then we'll come up here and create a new code by clicking the add button. And here's our device code. And we're going to call this TV. Well, let's just call it, well, and then add the Hambridge command name prefaced by a slash and a question mark and the command name. And that's it. And then you'll create as many as you want for the Hambridge commands that you want to trigger from this device. Now, I've already set my Hambridge system up, so we'll just delete this. We don't need it. I actually called my device Mini because that's the server that it's running on, and you can see that these are the commands that I control from iRule. And if we take a look at any one of these devices here, any one of these remote layouts, I should say. We basically just pick the command that we want, drag it onto what we have, and now that button will execute that Hambridge command. The last thing that we need to do is set up a gateway for this device in iRule itself. Okay, quickly, how we set up a gateway for this in iRule is to open the gateways. It's an HTTP gateway. And I named it Mini. And it has the IP address, port number, and this is a get HTTP method. Once you've set that up, you're all good to go. So we've covered triggering Hambridge from the browser, from AppleScript, and from the shell commands. But Hambridge can be sent a trigger from anything that can send a get, and that includes SmartThings. So let's take a look. Here is a smart app that I created that basically shuts everything off when I leave home. It uses SmartThings to turn off all the SmartThings and check whether or not the garage door is closed. But it also sends commands to Hambridge. And what Hambridge does is it shuts off all my IR gear, audio, video, anything that is controlled by IR. And here is the preferences that you set within the smart app. Basically, one to send when I leave, and one to send when I come, and a place here to enter your MAC's IP address and the port number. And the magic code is this right here, where the com equals the command that you want to send to Hambridge. And the rest of this just does the physical HTTP get over the LAN to your Hambridge Mac. It really is that simple. I mean, it's just a handful of lines of code for the inputs and 2 lines of code here to send the command to Hambridge. I've got the details of the input statements and this command up on my webpage where you can just, copy the code. So check that out. Of course, right now, how many times do you want Hambridge saying welcome to Hambridge? So in my next video, I will cover some more advanced scripting, including TiVo and ITAC and actually sending things back to SmartThings as well. But in the meantime, on that webpage, there are some sample scripts that talk about some of that stuff.